everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week I've got Joe.
Hey, man.
And Jimmy.
What is up?
Yo, boys.
Woo! 4 weeks of Apple month. We did it.
I mean, we're
We
not
were
done
all-
yet. We're not done
well,
yet.
well, I'm just saying, like, we were here for the whole, all
Four
three
of us are here. Yeah,
All
three
four
of
of
us.
us? You're talking about the cat?
Yeah.
We were all...
There's a cat right next to me.
We were all here
Janice
the
was
whole
here.
time in a row.
It's pretty
Crazy.
Good. It's pretty good for us these days. What's new? What's up? How's everybody doing?
I'm kind of in a lot of pain, but other than that, I'm good.
Excuse me?
It just snowed so much, and our driveway is so long.
Driveway is insane.
So long, and our snowblower broke, and I was an idiot, and I totally forgot about it.
And you went, March isn't the snowiest.
And then it was
month of the
dry,
year.
and then it was just brown grass for a month,
Yeah.
and it just totally didn't even think about it. And yeah,
So you had to
Michelle
shovel
and I
that whole...
We shoveled for an hour, both of us.
It only took an hour? Like,
Yeah.
dude, you're...
We hustled.
How long? It's like
I
at
have
least
no
like
idea.
what, 6 car lengths
Yeah, it's a long one.
Yeah, I don't know.
at least, and that's just if you're only doing maybe
Seems
like
like more than that.
the one car door, like, or your one garage door, just to like pull one.
Yeah,
car
that's
out
the
too.
thing. It was like,
We got, by the way,
We
listeners, we got like 8 inches of snow like in one day,
yeah,
and I
heavy,
mean,
wet March snow.
and like, is Minnesota, whatever, who gives a shit? But like, it was brown and nice, so.
Yeah. The best was then you do that, and then the plow comes by like 2 hours later and completely plows you in. And so then I had to dig out, like, it was a good 2 feet high, and like, you know, it's amazing how far they just throw the snow, because it was like we did nothing at the end of our driveway.
So what you do, Jimmy, is you just only work from home all the time.
Yeah,
And then at about noon, you go, I'll do the sidewalk leading to our front door.
that's
and
the
then you
problem is,
and then you wait for another 4 or 5 hours, and you go, all right, I'll do the sidewalk going to my garage.
yeah, nice.
And then the next day you go, okay, I want to get out of my garage. I
Yeah.
guess I'll do the
Except-
the very, very small driveway we have.
Except, yeah, when your wife has to leave
Yeah.
at 7 a.m.
Because she's
7 a.m.
because she's a doctor and needs to like
because she's got to go help people. And then you also have to get your son to daycare so that you can work. I feel like I did work a bunch from home that morning because everything everywhere else was canceled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was supposed to. I mean, you say your wife being a doctor. I was supposed to also go to a doctor that day, but my
Oh,
doctor
yeah.
said, "Fuck you, I'm not coming."
Yeah, Michelle didn't.
So
do that.
I just didn't go because they canceled on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to.
Such as March in Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Passed a lot of people who were stuck in their cars in the snow, and I just kept driving.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, man, this is very. I feel like it's very Minnesotan for me to like pull over and push you out for 2 minutes,
Yeah.
but like,
And then you'll end up
nah. I've got a small child in the back.
Well, I mean, there's a little difference when you like pull a car over and then you just like leave a child in the back seat and do stuff like that's a little bit more iffy, right?
Yeah.
So today I saw something so perplexing today. I was
About the state of the U.S. government.
no,
Okay.
No, that makes
Something
sense.
else. Oh yeah. that
you know,
makes
unfortunately I saw that coming. I was going to pick up some drinks for us tonight, and I was
Ooh.
driving through the parking lot, and where it is, there's like I think there's like an Aldi's in the parking lot of like the area. So I was driving, and this guy comes out with pushing his cart into the parking lot to his car, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? And in his cart was, I swear to God, they're big carts, you know,
Mhm.
like it was, I think, 2 potatoes and like a Gatorade, and that was it.
2 single potatoes.
Like 2 single like russet potatoes,
Mhm.
maybe sweet potatoes. I'm not 100% sure, but there was like 2 potatoes and like a blue Gatorade. and he was wheeling out a cart as if like he couldn't like manage this. And they weren't in a bag. They were just
Was
loose.
he having trouble walking? Was he using it
Looked
as
fine.
a
Looked
walker?
Nope. Young
But he
man,
just like loaded that up into his car.
yeah, like young man loaded up these 2 potatoes and a blue Gatorade, maybe Powerade.
Did he
you
like
know.
put it in the trunk?
Well, I just saw him walking out of the store.
You didn't follow him to his car.
No, God, I should have. I literally saw this and I was like, "Is this like a social experiment or like a psyop or something? Like,
Or a TikTok video?
is this an affront directly at me somehow? What the fuck is like? What is happening?
You know, he put that quarter in the machine to take the card out, and he just wanted to
Yeah,
make
you
sure
gotta
he
get your
used it
value, right?
to the full potential.
I've never been to a place where you have to put a quarter in.
Yeah,
Is that an Aldi
at
thing?
It's an
Aldi,
Aldi,
yeah.
Oh, you do have to do
And
that
then
at
when
Aldi?
you put it back, then you
You get your quarterback.
get your quarter back.
Is there an Aldi where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that is an
Yep.
Aldi. Okay. Maybe maybe he was like, I'm gonna get a bunch of shit, and then he went in and he went,
They
oh,
don't have
everything.
the shit I want.
Or maybe he went, oh, everything's hella expensive. I did
Not
go
at an
to.
Aldi. It's probably more the first case scenario where, because you never know what you're gonna get at
Yeah.
Aldi.
Then he was embarrassed. He's
But,
like, well, I
like-
gotta use the cart still.
But don't you got to bring it back into the store?
The cart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then why wouldn't he have just put it? Why? Why wouldn't he?
He
have
doesn't
just-
have 3 hands, Josh. 2 potatoes and a Gatorade.
You gonna risk dropping a potato?
It's gonna bruise.
He's got 2 hands in a pocket.
I don't know, man.
Dude, I don't know why. I've been thinking about this for 6 hours.
That's odd.
There,
But he
there-
probably did go in expecting to like get something else
Sure.
that he didn't find.
I guess I understand that, but if you're telling me that like you deposit, like you put the quarter and you get the cart, but then you have to bring the cart back inside, which means that he brought out a cart with 2 potatoes and a blue Gatorade, and then he had to
Yeah.
bring the cart all the way back. This
Yeah,
is not
no,
a. This is not a. This is not a free thinker. This is not a philosopher. This is insane. This man will haunt my dreams for years to come, I think.
Huh. Do you think he ate those potatoes raw later?
Fucking A. He's a that person's a monster, so I wouldn't be shocked. Insane. Insane.
Maybe he's just killing time.
Yeah. That's my day.
Nice.
Wild.
Nice.
I had a question I wanted to ask Joe,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to ask you on the podcast.
Yeah, on
Oh.
the spot.
Gone.
It's gone.
Was
gone.
it about the podcast?
I mean, it's probably related.
Sure.
But we were
Adjacent.
we were jibber
Pond.
jabbering before we hit record.
Hmm.
Actually, I probably recorded it and forgot about it.
Mm,
So maybe I'll in the break I'll re-listen.
that happens.
I don't do that. I'm not going to do it either. Joe,
Yeah.
what is this podcast?
We'll just move on then. Or-
Yeah.
It's a TV podcast where we take a TV show and watch the first episode, review it, see how we feel about it, and then skip straight to the end and see how it ended.
Yeah.
The beginning and the end. The alpha, the omega. And then we make some predictions and see if those come true.
Right.
Like wishes.
A lot of times. A lot of times they're just wishes
Mostly
that don't come true.
wishes.
I don't
Look-
think I've scored a point in a while.
Yeah, Apple Month's not doing great for us. So
Is this the end of Apple Month?
I mean, I
In
have
theory.
it for another week or two. So we could extend it for
Okay.
a little bit if you have Apple shows, listeners at F&L Podcast on the Gmail, on the Twitter, on the Instagram, you can tell us if you want us to watch something. I do have for at least a little while. What is it? I think Severance ends on March 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fully caught up, or are you kind of waiting?
I'm fully caught up at the moment. It's funny because it releases the night we record.
Oh.
But like generally I'm like it's a school night, so I'm not like staying up till 1 a.m. watching an hour-long episode. So I usually watch it on Fridays instead of Thursdays.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is I'll probably have Apple Podcast for 1 extra month or Apple TV for 1 extra month.
Okay.
I just finished season 2 of Mythic Quest.
Oh, nice.
Been enjoying Mythic Quest.
Yeah. Very funny. Very good.
Yeah. I think I told you and Garrett, friend of the show, the other day that I was watching it, and they it was like just like a kind of a funny show, and then I got to a certain point in season 1 where they had like a really serious
just standalone
great episode. Maybe it was only like 4 episodes in or something like that. It had Nick Johnson and the lady who's the mother in How I Met Your Mother. I never remember what her actual name is.
I never remember her name either.
Big
eyes.
Yeah, but it was that. But they were in it, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then the rest, and it has a Frasier-like quality where it gets really serious, and it's really funny, and it mixes both. And I was like, because it only being funny wasn't enough for a little bit for me, but then it was like, no, we have substance too. So it's pretty good. So I picked a show today, and I picked a show called Strange Planet.
Ooh, okay.
So I believe...
Sounds like sci-fi.
Is that the one that's like based off a cartoon?
I mean, it is a cartoon, I think.
Oh.
Or I mean, based off a comic. I mean.
Oh,
Or it's like
maybe.
the aliens that don't know what this world is like.
It is an animated television series based on the webcomic. Is that what you mean?
I think so.
By the same name, by somebody named Nathan W. Pyle.
Mm-hmm.
And Pyle co-created the series with, say it with me, Joe.
Dan
Harmon.
I fucking knew it.
It premiered.
Nice.
It premiered on August 9th, 2023. It only went for 1 season, 10 episodes. I looked it up. All signs point in the ether currently to Apple was like, nah, no more.
Okay.
Which is interesting because, I mean, Dan Harmon show's generally pretty good, but he's a wildcat, insane person. So, you never know.
Sure.
I'm not trying to give Joe a bunch of stuff that he wants, but Danny Pudi's in this
Okay, I can
as
see
a
that.
voice.
Oh, nice. Of course.
There's a bunch of other people in this too.
Donald Glover.
Donald
Just the entire cast of
yeah.
Community. Chevy Chase somehow.
Chevy Chase. Yeah. Tunde Adebimbe. I can't say any of these names. This is my fault. But yeah, so it's country of origin United States and Canada. It's animators in Canada.
It's like the webcomic. It's like aliens doing like normal human things, except the way that they're explaining them makes it sound like a weird thing. And the humor is supposed to be like, hey, isn't it weird that we make cakes on our birthday and put a candle on it? Because when you think about it, it's like, here's your curated dessert with frosting, and I'm going to set it on fire, and now blow out the fire and wish for something or something. And that's the humor, is isn't life absurd when you think about it in just the granular details of it?
Yeah.
Sure.
I just figured, we've done a straight comedy, kind of like an existential comedy. We did maybe a poetic historical comedy with Dickinson, and then we did a Shyamalan horror show. So I was like, well, why don't we get in a adult cartoon as well? Kind of try to run the gamut of what Apple might have to offer.
Love it.
Yeah, I've never heard of this show, but I saw, co-created by Dan Harmon. And I love myself some Community. I'm a Joe head now, I guess. Love Community. Love just stuff that he does. And I'm also watching Mythic Quest, and Danny Pudi's in that as well. And I like myself a Danny Pudi. That dude is fun.
Pretty good.
That dude that's a fun dude.
You watch any more Powerless starring Danny Pudi?
I just remembered what I was gonna ask Joe. Way to say a word.
I said a word.
Power Rangers,
Hey.
Joe. We talked about it last week. It's
Yeah.
now on Netflix.
Oh,
Or
okay.
it always was on Netflix. I'm not sure. I put Netflix on today, and the banner of Netflix was like, "Watch Power Rangers the movie," and I was like, "Shit!" I have to remind Joe
Okay.
that he wants to watch this movie,
I do.
and I know I poorly described it last week, so I'm gonna.
I'm at least interested, even if it's not good.
This is the Bryan Cranston one
Mm-hmm.
from before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched it.
Bryan Cranston one where they're all Venom.
Oh yeah, the Venom one. That's right.
That doesn't make sense until you watch it, and then you'll get it.
They're weird morphing.
Yeah, they're weird morphing. It's not like Suits. It's like Venom.
Okay. Any other people of note in this?
No. I don't recognize anybody's names in this besides Danny Pudi.
Yeah, I don't recognize any faces. A lot of voice actors, maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Beth
Oh.
Stelling, she was a stand-up comedian.
I've never heard of that person.
Cedric Yarbrough. Nope. All right.
I
I know nothing about this. But
Yeah.
I was picturing the Simpsons aliens. Is what I was picturing, but
Oh, like
in the little thumbnail, it does not look like that.
they're blue, and the Simpsons aliens are green with
Green
a
like
lot of tentacles.
octopus,
Yeah.
cyclopses.
The first episode is called The Flying Machine. So I guess just in lack of us sounding stupid, why don't we just watch this and then we'll talk about it after that. So we're gonna watch The Flying Machine, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the first episode of Strange Planet. It was called The Flying Machine. Do you have a write-up, Jimmy?
Sure. A popular band splits up, throwing their lives and their fans' lives into chaos. Elsewhere, an air comfort supervisor's new role creates turbulence.
Oh, that's it?
And then, yeah, that's all it says. That's all the wiki says, too. And then the air comfort supervisor was a different character than the, super fan, right?
Right.
Yeah. So there was another plot of a super fan and our super fans, having some relationship stuff.
Okay, so okay. The air comfort supervisor was not one of the people in the relationship?
Mhm.
Right. They were
Okay.
on the plane at first,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and she was comforting them with small snacks.
Yeah, so both plots and are involved with the band somehow, basically.
Yeah. It's all tied.
There was an air
but
comfort
separate
yeah.
stories.
There's an air comfort supervisor, a flight attendant
Mhm.
for us humans, and they got promoted. Well, they just got more responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Classic.
They just got corporate fucked.
Yeah. New scarf, more responsibility.
Yep. Disliked by everyone, all of her coworkers.
That's how it goes. And then there was the band, the Four Sensations. Did we know what all of them were? I know the one that quit was Lonely.
Lonely. Voiced
I'm
by
not sure.
Ricky Lindholm of Garfunkel and Oates.
Okay,
fame.
yeah.
And, many, many other things since then. The other characters were Fragile and Hung Up on Their Ex, one name, and Drum,
Drum.
Drum.
who played the drums.
Who played the drums? And then they lost Lonely because Lonely found love and decided it would be
Insincere.
insincere to be lonely in the band
Mhm.
when they were no
Makes
longer
sense.
lonely.
Does make sense.
And so then the band had to figure it out because what they were gonna do, and they were kind of lost. And then there was the couple that was just the super fans, and their whole relationship was just built around the fact that they loved this band. But then when the band split ways with Lonely, they kind of split ways for a little bit, but they eventually came back together because they realized they liked sharing things together, and it wasn't just all about the band.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing I think about this show is that everything's just a little weird.
Yeah, that's all the plot stuff. But like, it's if you've never seen this webcomic, it's like a 4-panel webcomic, and it's like alien-looking people. Like they're bluish, they got big heads, but they're mostly humanoid, and they're like within these 4 panels, like dealing with some sort of normal human thing, except like they're describing it in very literal terms. Like, you know, instead of saying a flight attendant, it's a comfort specialist or something. What was it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think that one was right. Comfort socialist.
Or like they just, instead of the pillows on the plane, it's a comfort square or something.
Yeah.
And the humor in that 4-panel comic is that like it's, you know, when you talk about these things in very literal terms, you realize how like silly our normal human interactions are, because like we put up all these things, or we even like lie to each other because like that's what we expect in terms of social interactions. How that translates to a TV show is a little weird, because I mean, the first thing is that like we were just talking about in the description of like, wait, was the flight attendant the same character as the one in the relationship or not? Because all of the characters looked exactly the same.
Yeah.
The ones that like looked different were like the band mates, because they had like some like makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
They had, yeah.
Because they were like in a band.
Mhm.
But everybody else looked the exact same, besides like just the clothes they were wearing.
Yeah, which is part of the joke, but like
Yeah.
hard to like when
Hard
you're
to
watching
follow.
a narrative 25-minute show.
Yep.
And they like don't say names, like really. I mean, besides Lonely and Drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even their names are like literal descriptions about what they do or how they are.
Mm-hmm. I noted a couple things. Like there was a being resources, which is when the comfort specialist got like a
'Cause they don't have
promotion,
human resources.
because they're not humans, so they're beings. So instead of HR, it was BR. And then I think coffee. There was like an ad for coffee, and I think it was called like Jitter Liquid, which was a funny one. But then there was one which I thought it was on the plane. It said like safety sashes, which was talking about like their seatbelts.
Oh.
And I was like, is that not still like,
It's the
wouldn't that
same.
just be called a safety belt?
Yeah, a
Like
seatbelt still is
safety.
pretty literal.
Yeah,
Right.
like you
Right.
you just went like away from literal just to be different. Like that, I didn't really notice any other ones that weren't like just like super far off. But when I saw safety sashes, I was like, why would you just call it? Because I was like, it's not a sash,
Mhm.
it's a belt.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
clips in like a belt.
Yeah, not like a sash.
Not
Like
like a
over your
sash.
shoulder. It's not like a car.
No, exactly.
I wrote down a couple funny ones. I thought mouth pushing was just kissing.
No
It's
kissing.
kissing, yeah.
Mouth pushing. Life givers, or just parents,
Mhm.
when they were splitting up, she said she was going to go stay with her life givers for a while.
Mhm.
And then beverage cylinders,
Cups.
just cups.
Cups.
Yeah.
Just
Or like
cups.
mild poison is
Oh yeah.
for
Alcohol.
alcohol. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like to
Have
share a
some
mild
mild
poison with you.
Some mild poison right now.
So I'll take drinks of our mild poison.
Yeah, which like that's the joke is like alcohol is just poison. It's not good for you in any
Right.
sort of way.
Yeah, it's not like a nutrient that you're.
Tell that to my
Intaking.
feelings.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
My feelings would still agree. I bet.
Yeah, it was funny. I laughed several times.
Hmm. I think for me, I think the bit gets in the way a little bit of the things that I think are funny. I think the bit plays well in a comic where it's like you're just looking at this situation and you don't need to follow characters from scene to scene. And it's also just like, low scope of like, hey, isn't it weird how we order drinks at a coffee shop as opposed to like needing to follow characters. There's like one I can think of is like my favorite joke from this episode was when the one person was leaving the band and they're like at a diner, and she's like breaking up the band. And I'll use normal language because I don't remember what they talked about, but it's like she's like, "Hey guys, I've got like good news and bad news," and they're like, "Okay, give us the good news first." And she says like, or no, they say like, "Okay, well, give us the bad news because then it'll be, we'll leave on a high note." And she says, "Okay, the bad news is I'm leaving the band." or she doesn't even say
Yeah.
the bad news is. She just says, "And that's why I'm leaving the band."
Yeah. Like the second half of the sentence.
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay, maybe that's why we should have started with the good news first."
Yeah.
And it's the good news is because she's found love, so that's why she's leaving the band. And like that's a funny joke if you would have just like delivered it normally, as opposed to
Sure.
like using all these obtrusive words that like now I need to translate in my brain what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a few things like that in the show where it's just like I can feel whether it's Dan Harmon or Nathan Pyle, like there's good jokes in here, but like because we're sticking to the bit, it's like janky.
Sure.
Yeah, it's, I mean, it works in this first episode. It's one of those, like, I'm wondering, like, I mean, it only went one season, like 10 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I was immediately thinking about the longevity of this because, like you said, it's a 4-panel comic generally. And that's a really good bit to be like ordering a coffee or
Yeah.
like buying a pet or like checking out at a Target.
Yeah,
know,
it's relatable situations where like you step back and you're just like, yeah, that is silly that we do that.
Yeah, and that's silly. But then I mean, they did a good job of like, this is all kind of like around a band and everyone like is dealing with the band in a way. Kind of think of it, I'm like, you just need a bunch of different scenarios all the time in like 25 minutes.
Even in this, they snuck in a lot of things around those plots, like the band like manager who like just doesn't give a shit about them, and he's like, and they like at one point the like disheartened like 3 sensations that were left are like, we don't do this for the money, and he's like, then we're all doing our job as well. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And then like kind of a similar thing with like the HR. What was the HR guy?
Being resources.
Being resources, where he was just like I don't know, some evil like authority figure thing. I don't know.
But yeah, him saying like, yeah, you know, he was like clicking the pen or something.
Oh yeah,
and they were talking about like how weird that is, and he was saying like, yeah, but I've stopped it now.
yeah. It's like, sorry, you probably wondering if I'm changing my mind about using this pen. She's like, what?
Yeah, there's a lot of like funny commentary like that. Even just like the stuff about, the being is getting a promotion, but it's like it's really just more responsibility and a different scarf.
Yep. I like all those individual bits. I don't care at all about the plots that get them there, I think.
Yeah, it is more like they're trying to make a cohesive like narrative throughout this one episode, but also it's kind of like just a bunch of like little mini skits almost with silly language. And yeah, I don't know how this goes for very well. It didn't go for very long.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
even
I
just
guess I
trying to
answered
think
myself.
about what they're gonna do. It's like how many places can they take this?
Well, I mean, clearly there's a lot of stuff you can do, but if you're, they're gonna rehash like things like you're like they're always gonna be like in a building chatting with people and stuff, and they're gonna like things are gonna come up the same. And whereas in like a normal show, they would just be like, "Oh, where are you going?" Blah blah blah. Like they'd be like, "Oh, where?" Like, but their jokes are like, "Where are you transversing to on this 4-wheel object?" And it's like, well, you can only say like something that stupid like once.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it comes back to it.
It becomes
and
normal. It's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
And also, like, do they just always tell the truth? Because I feel like that's kind of like what mostly happened. Because if they were gonna lie, or they did like, oh, I don't really want to tell you the real answer for the like.
Yeah, they're upfront about their lie. Yeah,
like they have to be upfront with all these things.
That's interesting.
Or they were, at least in this episode. So I don't know. Maybe there's a lying episode or something like that. Because it seemed like in this one, like they were. Because what the comfort specialist, the flight attendant said something like, oh, we can get drinks again, or we can drink mild poison together now that you like me again, or something like that.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
they just like always said what was like on the
Yeah.
right on the tip of their minds, basically.
Mhm.
And it was like, so that
Mhm.
you're a culture that doesn't lie,
Mm-hmm.
or you just
Maybe.
like say everything that you're thinking,
Mm-hmm.
which.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah.
But they are very very good at. I mean, they seem to try to work through the conflict. So I mean, maybe there's
Maybe that's what the point of this show is. It's just absurd that we don't just work through our conflicts all the
Yeah,
time.
or we weren't just upfront with
Mhm.
what we say and do.
Mhm.
I wonder if this episode was, instead of a band and a plane and a relationship and a job, if it was just like 25 minutes of a plane trip, and it was just like, isn't it absurd, like all the things that we do to get in and out of an airport and go on a trip? If it was just each episode was more just like, hey, isn't it absurd how airline travel is? Isn't it absurd how jobs are?
Mm-hmm.
And if that was a little bit more like just self-contained like that, that might be tough to sustain for 25 minutes, but then maybe the shows are 15 minutes and it's just
It's like maybe
that.
maybe they need to have more of a. It could have been longer with something. I like what your thought is about that, but maybe it has to be more of an Adult Swim thing where it's like there's like 12 minutes of this, and then there's 12 minutes of like just a different cartoon or something
Mhm.
like that, where they do the splits,
Mm-hmm.
the splitsies.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear about what their thought process of this, of like they did a bunch of things to try to bring us into this like world, like, assuming like you've never seen the comics and stuff. So it started with like some explaining of these like us beings needed to fly, and then here's how that all came about, and now it's absurd that we sit in there, and like here are the feelings that we have when we fly, and now you can experience all these feelings, any feeling,
Mm-hmm.
even though you could also just be about to die at any second.
Like, are we all just assuming that like none of these characters are gonna be in episode 2?
Yeah,
That's what I'm assuming.
I also assume that.
Mhm.
I
Maybe
guess.
some 4 seasons, like someone's watching a music video in the back.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like in
that-
passing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like
at
it's all
some
the same
point,
world still. Yeah.
could see that. A lot of shows have that. Here's the band that we see sometimes.
Yeah, I could see something like that. But like when I looked at this specific episode on like IMDb, none of the voice actors like top billed had like actual characters under them, as if they just kind
Yeah,
of
we
like
didn't hear any Danny Pudi.
as if they just kind of like they're just whoever.
Just
Whenever.
characters
It's like a skit
whenever.
show. Well, it's like a cartoon alien skit show.
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's good. This could get a little long in the tooth for me for 25 minutes of this. Like I like little quick snips would be good. 10 minutes. I think 10 minutes would like be perfect for like this kind of stuff. Because you also kind of do need to, I mean, not that like you need to pay attention when you're watching a show. We don't need a Netflix to win and like say they can repeat things over and over again because they assume people aren't watching. Like, but like it's just this is like this requires to really like intake it and get it in like ingest. I guess what they're saying is like you need to like be like staring and paying attention to this.
I think
like
that's every
Mhm.
Dan Harmon show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of little things that are
Mhm.
like, this is where he's just like, this is for me.
Yeah.
You got to pay attention to get this joke.
Yeah. So, you gotta pay attention. But it's hard to pay attention. I'm just saying it's like hard to pay attention to like 25 minutes of like them speaking like a different language in your language.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
the
just like
literal English.
it's just like, oh my God, it's just say cheeseburger, not like like cow patty with
dairy byproducts.
yeah,
yeah. That's exactly how they would describe it.
solidified dairy product
I'll
on your
have
cow burger.
one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll take one of those.
Okay.
All right.
But I'm curious I'm curious where they're going, but I'm not sold. Basically, is where I'm
Mhm.
sitting.
Sure. Well, after the finale, we'll only need 8 more episodes left, so
That's fair. But that's still like
could be the show I finish this
it's still
season.
Like, it's still like 2 hours.
Yeah, I guess.
That's like you could rewatch like 4 episodes of Ted Lasso, Jimmy.
Mm.
See, gotcha.
Mm.
Anything else, or should we do predictions?
Yeah, that's all I got. I'm hopeful that maybe by the last one here they hit on something different.
Yeah, it's like I want to see them find their footing, but I couldn't tell you what I think I want that footing to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
My first prediction is pets.
Okay.
We didn't see any pets, right? In this whole
I
first.
thought I saw
That
like
is
a
a silly
3-eyed
thing.
dog or something, but
Why, excuse me.
All the birds have 3 eyes.
oh, okay, maybe
all
it
the
was a 3-eyed.
animals-
Yeah, maybe it was a 3-eyed bird.
Could have been a dog too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Someone owns a pet. And then speaking of pets, someone eats a hot dog.
Okay, sure.
Number 3.
What do they call a hot dog in this world? Oh man,
Yeah,
something gross.
I'm not sure. Number 3, fascism.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll know it when we see it.
We'll know when we see
Will we? America? Will we? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going.
it. And number 4, hot air balloon.
Nice.
More flight.
A little more flight.
Okay.
Would that just be a hot air balloon? Is that what
Yeah,
you
hot,
call that?
hot air balloon is pretty literal.
Pretty literal, but they're gonna call it something else.
Yeah.
That would actually be kind of a funny bit to use the just. This is the hot air balloon. I think that's kind of funny.
What do we call this contraption? A hot air balloon. Okay, cool. I've got again, I think it's all new characters, so I just have a being does this as my predictions. I have a being is on a date.
Ooh, just some mouth pushing.
Yeah, could be if it goes well.
Some crotch pushing.
Ooh.
A being lies to a child, because I just think there are things we lie to
Sure.
kids about because it makes sense to do it that way.
I make it.
I know that game.
I make it a priority to lie to a child every time I see one.
Just to see if you can get caught.
I'll never get caught. I'm always gonna be smarter than a child.
A being plays a sport.
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah. And then a being dies. I'm not sure how they handle death, but they're gonna have to.
Oh man, Joe.
Too similar?
So okay, so I said I was trying to think of like what are some more absurd things that we do, and I thought of like playing sports, like
Mm-hmm.
and even just watching people play sports.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're not even the person doing the silly thing that doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You're the person watching someone doing
Pretty
something
silly.
that doesn't matter. And then I did say funeral is what I said specifically because
Okay.
like there's ritual on that is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Here's this dead being.
The weirdest, honestly.
It's gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. And then number 3, I said a revolt. So maybe a fascism tie there.
Okay.
Something around the just authority. I was trying to think of something around that like authority figure of the human resources thing. There was clearly like something Dan Harmony about
Mhm.
that, about how we view that
Yep.
authority. And then I said wedding
Oh.
Yeah.
because that's also a weird kind of
Yeah. I
thing
mean,
that
funeral.
ritual we do.
Yeah, funeral and wedding are the two weirdest rituals we have.
And also predictions I write when I can't think of anything else.
All right. Well, there's
There's this last episode.
this last episode is called Double Shadow Day.
Double.
Oh, it's
What
because
could that
there's
be?
like 2 moons or whatever. So is there some way that there's a day where they cast 2 shadows?
Moons
Because
don't
of
make
that?
shadows.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't either. Well,
Maybe
let's
there's 2 suns.
Well, let's find out. Double Shadow Day is the season 1 finale and also subsequently the series finale. So let's watch that and we'll be back. And we're back. We're done with the final episode of Strange Planet, and it was called Double Shadow Day. Right up, Jimmy?
Careful Now is the perfect spot to view a once every 15 revolutions eclipse, but a mysterious situation might ruin the party.
Ooh. I would consider the name of a cliffside restaurant called Careful Now the best joke this show's ever done.
Sure. And that seems to be an actual running thing. It seems like we maybe are actually like following some characters now.
Yeah, because it looks like episode 9 has Careful Now's manager or something. So
Yeah.
and then
Careful Now.
the Sensations came back.
Mm-hmm. True.
The infinite sensations.
Yep. All the sensations.
Yeah, they seemed like almost different. They seemed like fame had really gone to their heads. They seemed very,
They've
very,
changed.
very different individuals.
They've changed. Yeah.
This one was an interesting one compared to the first one, where, so in the first one they were doing a bunch of normal things, calling them different, like weird shit. Obviously, doing their weird being speak. And in this one, it was like more shenanigans that were like out of normal anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not even talking about like the 2 moons having like an eclipse, weird stuff like that, because that's just weird, but like whatever, that's just the planet they live on.
Mm-hmm.
But like the manager, I think, the old lady is in charge of
The
Careful
wrinkly
Now.
one.
Yeah, the wrinkly one.
Uh-huh.
Like blowing a hole in the side of like the mountain, causing like gas to come out or fog to come out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well that's already like a weird shenanigan that probably wouldn't, I feel like doesn't fit from what we saw from the first episode.
Right.
But then they were trying to but then when their solution was to clog it with shooting pancakes into it,
Yeah.
I was like,
Or melting gummy bears.
yeah, and,
or
or
gelatinous predators.
yeah, putting melted gummy bears in there. I was like, okay, well, so now they're not like they're not really making fun of like normal human stuff.
And now we're just
Now
doing weird shit.
now we're just doing weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder where I guess it flipped
Mm-hmm.
to being silly versions of everyday life to just weird shit.
Yeah. When some exec was like, we need some like characters to follow, to make people want to come back to every week to watch this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it was pretty like self-contained with just like it was all just at this cliffside restaurant or whatever, the Careful Now.
Mm-hmm.
Careful now.
True. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. We started off at some like planetarium with these characters on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and they're just learning about the eclipse, the shadow day. Basically is a device to make us learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
Double shadow day. Wait, how is it double? How does it make 2 shadows?
I think it's just maybe before the eclipse, and then there's 2 moons. I don't know. Something about the moons. It doesn't really make sense.
Because they were saying like when the moons align, so then to be 1 moon behind the other moon in front of the sun,
Mm-hmm.
So
which
it's
would
like,
be the same as if our
It's
our
because
single
it's an
moon
eclipse,
was
yeah.
in front of.
I think it's
the
just
sun.
like a double eclipse is really what it is.
Yeah.
But they're calling it but they're calling eclipses shadows potentially.
Yeah.
I guess.
Very literal again.
I guess so.
All
I was reading a critique of this show from the Rolling Stone. Yeah, hits the level of wry amusement and not much more, not unlike the experience of reading a comic strip, smiling, and saying, I get it, without actually laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, kind of like that.
Alan Sepinwall of Rolling Stone.
Steppenwolf of
Alan Steppenwolf.
yeah. Other things I wrote down were their town name is called Beingsburg,
Oh, yeah.
but like we don't have a town. We don't have towns called Humansburg, do we?
Humanville? No, I don't think so.
Mantown?
Manton,
Hmm.
Manitoba,
Yeah.
huh? Yeah, so theirs would be called Beingstoba,
Mm-hmm.
Being a Toba.
being a Toba.
What else? Their moons are called Lorb and Orb,
Okay, I did
after
like
left orb and right orb.
I did like that. But
Mhm.
also, wouldn't that, I mean, that would just mean like someone named them right away when they saw them, because eventually, doesn't Lorb become Rorb and Rorb become Lorb technically?
Yeah. Left to whom? At what point? Yeah, I don't know. They must be distinguishable in some way that once you've named them, it doesn't really matter where they are.
Where do you think this is supposed to be taking place? In if we were giving this a like location on our world,
Like on Earth?
like Florida. I feel like when they zoomed in,
Yeah, was at the bottom of some sort of peninsula.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because they zoomed in to the map when they were talking about where, like, Careful Now, the restaurant was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is this, like, the map? Like, and is this, like, the edge of an actual country? Or is this just, like, a big lake, potentially, that they're on the coast of or something?
I did not catch that.
Because then Lorb would be Rorb to the strange planet Chinese, right?
Because they're on the opposite
Well,
side.
Because when they would have seen it, it would have been on the opposite side, right? Or I guess maybe it would have been on the same side. How's it work? Australia.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I tried. I failed. I tried to decipher what was happening, and I couldn't figure it out. It didn't make me want to watch 8 more.
Yeah. Tough.
No.
Tough hang.
It's just like it's just like, I mean, this is like 23 minutes long. I just like it just seems like a stretch because it it's in this one, because they were being a little bit more loosey goosey with it and being sillier. So like even like the special concept of the show kind of escaped us already by the final episode
Mm-hmm.
of this season. And then we were just watching like, I don't know, we just watch like American Dad or something instead.
Sure.
Yeah, there is.
They have an
yeah.
alien.
Again, like part of me like thinks that the writing here is clever, and that of course I already like Dan Harmon, but I think that there is some humor here to what Nathan W. Pyle is doing. And I don't know if does he do other shows. I kind of assume that this is kind of his thing.
Probably.
But like there's some heart here. There's a lot of music stuff. I saw in the credits it said like theme song written by Nathan W. Pyle, so I wonder if he's like a songwriter too.
Oh, okay. That we did get a lot of music in both of these episodes.
Yeah. That like I kind of want to. I'm interested to see a Nathan W. Pyle show, whether it's live action or animated or what, that isn't saddled with this gimmick of beings from another planet and can just have regular jokes.
Yeah.
Because I think it's tough to keep up and tough to like translate all the jokes through like, oh, we're calling gummy bears gelatinous predators now.
They call them like mouth rocks. What'd they call their teeth?
Yeah, it was like mouth stones.
Mouth stones.
Mm-hmm.
Something stones.
Yeah, I get it.
Sure.
The other thing too is like I had put this in the group text. I found this comic that was like it was a parody of the Strange Planet comic, and like talking about like, oh, isn't it funny how we just like describe things in different ways because we're from a different planet. And then the last panel is like them putting on Third Rock from the Sun, and they're just like, oh yeah.
Nice.
Like, yeah, like Third Rock from the Sun does the same thing, except it's like it's much more explicit because instead of all of the characters being aliens, there's the 4 main characters that are alien to the regular world, and so they're able to have regular humans explain shit to them.
Yeah, well, and then they can have it makes sense when their characters like assimilate to what is happening.
Yeah.
So then they begin to use normal vernacular until they come across a brand new thing.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
that's what every episode is. And like, I mean, that's kind of like, yeah, it was like keeping this dialogue up on Strange Planet is a little like tiring.
Yeah.
To watch. But then adapting the odd language to regular stuff and then just introducing new weird stuff for them to adapt to.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just Third Rock now.
Yeah.
But like,
and I'm
still,
I'm not even trying to say like, oh, Third Rock did it already, so like we can't have this. Like, of course, there's always like iterative humor and things that are, you know, brought back, but like that's just an example of how this type of humor of like isn't normal real life absurd. Like that's how it would work, is like if you could actually have points of reference and actually have, you know, put these aliens into real life situations.
it would actually be funny if on this show they did watch regular human shows. That would be kind of funny, actually.
I do think it worked for me a little bit better in the first episode where they were doing some of that, but blowing by it in a way that like we're not, like you kind of think about it for a second, but then, you know, they're not like drawing a ton of attention to it. Those parts felt very Dan Harmon to me. Like I'm going to make this kind of jab at humanity.
Yeah.
At culture, and then but just kind of blow right by it.
Yeah, that's the joke in and of itself. This is absurd, or this sucks. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. That's life.
Anyways.
And the animals do all have 3 eyes. So besides the beings,
I thought
party hat.
I feel like we saw 2 cats in this episode, and neither one of them had 3
like
eyes.
normal
we
cats.
saw
they
we
were-
saw cats.
We saw 2 cats.
The one being's cats,
Yeah.
who's going to Coco's lab.
There's a cat near the beginning of the episode and a cat near the end of the episode, and they had a regular amount
That
of cat
Danny
eyes.
Pudi was allergic to.
Yeah, it was making his eyes.
What was it? There was
fuzzy.
some other animal that we saw in this episode that had 3 eyes, like a raccoon or something.
I can't remember.
He
I can
probably
only
eating a
see this
pancake.
thumbnail of the pug with 3 eyes.
All right. So I guess not all animals have 3 eyes.
Not all, but some.
Interesting.
That's how you know we're on an alien planet. Or Springfield.
Is Careful Now the name of the restaurant? Is that supposed to be a reference to something?
I just thought it was
know.
funny because it was on a ledge, so it was called Careful Now.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought the joke
I
was.
feel like everything feels like it's a reference to something, like Coco Slab too. I was like thinking like, what is that a literal name of like another island or something? But I can't. It's not coming to me. Chocolate something.
Starfish.
Yeah.
Hot dog flavor.
Gross. So gross.
So I think I'm pretty clear. I think I've had my fill.
Yeah,
What about you
got
guys?
Yeah, I think this is a good way to watch this show.
I think I got it. I guess I'd be curious if there's anything like special or like, you know,
A holiday episode.
more unique in the middle episodes, like them watching a human show or something like that. But I guess if without knowledge of that, I'm good. Predictions?
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh God. Do we need to?
Yeah, because I got at least 1 point. Because my first one was pets. There's 2.
Yeah.
So that's 1. I said hot dogs. There was no alive dogs that looked hot, nor edible food hot dogs in sight. Fascism. I'm sure it's lurking, but we didn't see it.
Sure.
And then number 4, hot air balloon. Nothing.
Yep.
Nothing. So 1 point.
All right.
They all look and talk the same, which could be indicative of some
communism.
sort of fascism. Like everyone needs to be this way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Interesting though.
Well, we didn't go to a different continent. You know, what if there's like yellow or green ones or something like that?
And they just talk normal.
They talk normal.
A being is on a date, and it opened with the 2 on a date at the planetarium. So
Nice.
yeah.
Definitely.
A being lies to a child, and there were some children at the restaurant, but I don't think there's any actual lies going on.
Even better than lying to a child is just not interacting with one.
Wow.
A being plays a sport.
I don't recall sports.
I thought I remember
sports in the
seeing
intro.
something on TV. Maybe it was just the intro.
There was a
They're
sport in
playing
the
like volleyball or something in the intro.
yeah. There,
Okay.
but I only remember sports intro,
Okay.
which doesn't count.
And then a being dies, and no, everyone was okay.
No.
So, just the 1 for being on a date.
They could have. The whole restaurant could have fallen off the cliff, but no.
Could have.
Yeah, we didn't actually describe any of that plot of what they were doing, but here we are. No playing a sport. There was no revolution. There was no funeral and no wedding. Just lorbs and rorbs. And 1 wrinkly old being.
I did take note that like maybe they were in the first episode, or maybe there's just a bunch of old looking ones, I guess, in this one where I was like, oh, they're just squiggly.
Yeah, I think the older ones are squiggly.
That's fun.
But 0 points.
0 points.
If it makes you feel better, I spelt your name wrong when I wrote it down on this piece of paper, Jimmy.
Huh. How did you spell my name wrong?
I gave you 1 M.
Amazing.
Jamie.
Jamie.
Wow.
So you didn't get it.
You didn't even give me a second I like Hendrix.
Nah.
Bastard.
1 I. One of every letter.
Okay.
Just like me and Joe.
Sufficient.
Sufficient. Doge got rid of your second.
No. No. God damn it.
They found,
I knew you were going to say
they
something.
found insufficiencies. And
Well, they just got rid of all your letters, and then they'll put the ones back that they need.
Sure, yeah. We'll decide which letters
we'll
go
give you
back.
we'll give you your aid support letter back. So all right, cool. Well, that's gonna do it for us in Strange Planet. Listeners, if you want, you can send us show suggestions at FNL Podcast on the Gmail, on the Twitter, on the Instagram. I mean, it's not officially going to be Apple month anymore, but we do have access to Apple for maybe a couple more weeks.
Sure.
If Severance is still on, we still have access to Apple. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
So if you have an Apple show that you want us to watch or anything else, hit us up. Let us know. But thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye. I said I was going to wait to ask you something, Joe, and then I've already forgot what I was going to ask. So that